item number 10. I obtained this document, this policy document, from One Voice Wales, our legal advisors. And having spoken with the gentleman concerned, he says most of the other councils in Wales have adopted this policy because of a limited number of constituents can become very vexatious and abusive towards councillors, to the point that certain councillors in parts of Wales have indicated they wouldn't stand for a town council or a county borough council. And Paul Egan says to me, well, this is a sort of policy that we should adopt. And when I'm looking at it, I can't see nothing wrong with this policy. All you're saying is that town councillors and our employees, such as David and the 3 girls in Liberty Hall, they should not be open to verbal abuse or any form of threat and violence. We didn't come on the council for any of that sort of thing. And I don't see no problem with this, because this is something that should cover us, and it's a logical thing to adopt. And it gives protection, not just to councillors. We got to put up with a certain amount of criticism. That's politics. That's the way it goes. But we haven't got to put up with personal abuse. And that's where we draw the line. We're not dirt in the street, let's be honest about it. And I would strongly recommend that we add this, this habitual or vexatious complaints policy to the council's agenda, and David put it in all future correspondence that goes out. It is up to members to decide on that.
Can I come in here, Mr. Mayor? I have read the policy. I've read it, in fact, a few times. And I do have concerns about what kind of message we are sending out to the public by adopting something like this. But obviously, it's up to the whole of the town council. I can only give you my opinion. And I would suggest that for the time being, that this is noted. That's my opinion. But of course, obviously, the other members have to give theirs as well.
Opinion is noted, accepted, of course. But as I say, from my conversation, other councils in Wales have not found any difficulty with this. And the question was, why haven't we done something like this sooner? Well, I couldn't answer that.
Perhaps we haven't needed to.
Perhaps they're more active in the community and they listen up to the residents.
Well, I don't know. All I know was that this is what was sent to me. And as I say, it is our legal officer, so we pay him for this advice. And that's the advice he gave.
Can I just say quickly as well that it actually says habitual or vexatious complainants policy. This is not a policy that says a person's made a complaint, we've got to ignore them. That's not what this is. If you actually look at the meaning, it says a person who's complaining all the time about something that is not within our power or authority, or a person who's making a complaint that we can't do anything about, but it's about multiple complaints. It's about constant complaints, and in effect, it's basically taking up councillors' time and they could be doing something elsewhere.
And you shouldn't be subject to personal abuse. That's where the line stops. That is where we go too far on that. And what I'd like to do, we can sweep this under the carpet and, like normal, put it into the future and never listen to again. Or we can put it to a vote tonight, yes or no, and that's it.
Well, I propose that we put it to a vote tonight.
Thank you. Lindsay, what would you say?
I agree. I think that this is a good idea myself.
So I would put it to a vote, not to sweep it under the carpet. And if they don't like it, it's finished.
I'm quite happy for it to be put to a vote, Mr. Mayor. I'm just giving my opinion that I think we are opening a door here which could cause more problems.
And I agree. Can we put it to a vote? And that's
certainly.
Can I ask all those in favour?
I'm in favour.
I'm in favour.
Barry?
I'm in favour.
So it's Barry King's in favour, Lindsay in favour.
I'm in favour. And I'm in favour as well.
You have a casting vote, Mr. Mayor, but not a vote.
I know. So now what? So how many's against?
I don't support them, sorry.
I'm the same, Mr.
2,
Mayor.
3.
I don't support either.
How many was for it? 4. How many's for it?
3.
3 and 4 against?
Yeah.
4 against? So with that, the matter is now closed.
Thank you.
let's go down to the next one. Everybody's agreed that that is closed, done. We go on now to item number 11, correspondence.
Right. Correspondence, if I may. General correspondence 1 is sort of just normal correspondence which is there before members. There's nothing much in that. For the other correspondence which needs a response, I've scheduled them out. Would be one, the Local Government Election Wales Act update, which has been circulated to members. We've had from One Voice Wales, a cyber security guide which has been circulated, membership which has been renewed, consultation from Welsh Assembly Government via One Voice Wales on the power to trade, Local Government Election Wales Act implementation, circulated again, advisory forum on ageing and racist Wales, which has been circulated. From Mr. Christopher Pemberton, queries on the defibrillator, which we have answered earlier this evening. Macmillan request for financial assistance, that's in the Hall's report. Swansea University offered a taster to learn Welsh, which circulated the members, and as far as I'm aware, nobody's taken it up. Leaf for Talbot, CCTV, which we dealt with, about moving the banner location for the Christmas lights. Teams meeting, retail and community clerks. 10 and 11 with the council vacancy, standards forum, Liberty Hall and polling station advice, which we've dealt with. B12 and 13 was re-advertising on the council's website from Mrs. Hutchinson, which we have dealt with. There was B31 again from Mrs. Hutchinson regarding the mayor's allowance, and she requested an explanation. She asked council to just, she asked that be brought before council, so it's there, which is the correspondence number is B31, and all members should have a copy of that.
Say anything?
Yeah, so I don't know whether you want to discuss it now or after.
No, I think we need to discuss it as the question has been put forward. We have to be seen to be dealing with any requests.
Absolutely.
I have seen the reply from the mayor, which is quite detailed, but the only comment I have to make there is that what is listed is not really is irrelevant to the town council, and that family history and such is not really our remit. I appreciate the work that the mayor does in the resource centre, but the resource centre has nothing to do with the town council.
Nevertheless, Sylvia, I serve the constituents, the very voters who voted me. They come to the library and they want free advice, they get it. So I am there, whether I'm as a councillor or as a trustee. I'm still serving the constituents who voted for me and the constituents of Briton Ferry. So I don't draw a distinction there at all. This is the thing, we provide a free service for our community and we keep our constituents very happy indeed. I cover a wide range of things, from investigating husbands who are trying to hide properties from their wives and doing research on that. I help them in a wide number of things, and we do it. And on the family history, David can confirm, I've done 2 this week, not necessarily from Briton Ferry, but they contacted David, one was from Lincolnshire, and he wanted to know about the Palace Cinema, because he had relatives here. We were able to answer it. It's still time consuming, my time, my expense, my computer, my electricity, and I do it free. That's the most important part. We are not making no money out of this. So when we say there's a distinction, there may well be, but the people out there don't draw it. When you look at the councillor.
Mr. Mayor, can I also add, looking at the name on here now, the particular person has also said that we don't do anything for Briton Ferry.
Huh.
So that will include not just your councillors, the council stuff, it's everything you do. And at the moment, because we don't seem to be telling everybody what we do, then obviously those people are not going to know what we are doing, are they?
Well,
So I can understand why the mayor wrote that.
yeah, the fact is, the information I'm giving out to people is definitely legal, professionally privileged. I'm not allowed to repeat that. Like, you wouldn't like to know your pension details. Taxation, they've come to me for, because I worked in the Inland Revenue. So I help them with their taxation problems. I help them with a number of things, even to gain in a plot in Anasmari Cemetery because the deeds were lost. I do a lot of things which I'm not allowed to go out and spout my mouth off about, because I get struck off my own professional legal body. And the fact is, I didn't like the implication of this. Every mayor before me has had 500 quid and nobody's gone and questioned that. And I have already asked a barrister friend of mine to look at the implications by innuendo of this and to see what quantum I would be entitled to if I've been slandered in any way. And I wait for his reply. I'm not saying I'm going to do anything, but I have asked him. He owes me favours and he's giving me one back. And I'm going to look at this because there's no other mayor before me, and that's my evidence, that I've had to put up with this crap. Only me, and I'm pissed off with it. I got to be honest, forgive my language, but I am. Enough is enough. I've had 3 years, 1 year as deputy mayor, 2 years as mayor, and it's been sheer hell. I would never want to do it ever again. I can tell you that now. I didn't ask for this. When I became mayor, no disrespect to Barry, I told him at Barry Cosca I didn't want it. And he's told me, you Byron, you do it. I said, Barry, I don't feel well. I just come over an illness. You won't be ill in a year from now. He said, you can do it. I didn't want it. And to be honest with you, I didn't even want to become a town councillor. Barry phoned me the night before the selection and asked me to put my name in. I told him, no, put your name down, he said, just to make it look good.
I was there.
Remember one thing, I have done 3 years and it's been 3 years of hell. I got to be honest about it. Yeah, you've got it and it's straight.
Mr. Mayor, can I also add that you were not on your own on that?
I know.
All right, I have actually come under the same trouble that you have had as well.
I've picked up from certain councillors a personal jealousy and I don't like it. I want to know what is the cause of it, what's behind it. Where is Satan lurking in this one? Because I definitely know that this one is false. He or she does, I won't mention names, but the woman is, or the man is completely vexatious and I don't like it. I don't harbor animosity against anyone at all. But I get really peeved when somebody's doing it to me and I don't like it and they don't come out to my face and tell me why.
And there's no need for it.
There is no need, and leave the public out there hear that. It hasn't been easy for me and I don't like it.
No one disputes it's been easy, Byron. The problem has been the question is asked because under normal circumstances, as you put previously in what you would use your allowance for, because there's been nobody having any functions of any kind the last 12 months. That's why the question was asked.
The question is there. I am on standby. No matter what, it's not my fault there's a lockdown. We got without making aspirations, we got staff members who are in Liberty Hall. They've been on furlough for the last 12 whatever months and they get full pay. Nobody's questioning anything there. Why question me?
Can I just disagree with something a second? We didn't actually have a full 12-month lockdown.
Yeah.
It has been opened up in between.
Shut down, it's shut.
What's happening?
Hang on, Barry's off.
I got shut down.
Hang on.
Oh, right.
Can we move on?
Yes.
I can hear you.